So this is my bucket list. I have some YouTubers that I've enjoyed over the years, and one of them is Adam the Woo, and he likes to do his walk and talks, and I love those. He did one this morning. He put one up this morning. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Walk along the beach, have a conversation, right? You know, I want to share something. There's a lot of people on YouTube have been a big inspiration to me. Adam is one of them, who inspired me to do this. Something very deep that's bothering me, and I need to share it because it's really hard. You know, there's a lot of shame. People experience shame in their life, and they don't want to expose what they're feeling inside, and it's kind of like nobody knows what's happening to people when you see them. People carry a lot of pain in their heart. You can't see it from the outside. But in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, I've really been struggling financially. More 10 years ago, less now. But it had a huge impact on my life. I mean, basically, guys, I lost everything. You know, I lost my house, I lost my business, I lost my marriage, and I've built back since. But not enough so that I'm financially free. That never really came back. And what happened was, as I got closer and closer and closer to retirement, which I am now, I realized that all I really have to depend on right now is my Social Security and what I'm gonna do. And I saw this video. This woman, her name was Glenda Sully, and she did what life was like living on Social Security. Just watching her day to day. Guys, this woman would share her story going dumpster diving, shared her story going to the food pantry. I saw this one that was so hard for me to see. And man, I watch it every now and then to get some perspective. She had to take food back and some items back to the Walmart in order to get money so that she could put gas in her car. I think she had literally $5 in the bank. She had an episode where she was cutting her own hair. And she would show you throughout the month what life was like, and she would do her grocery hauls. And she would show you, basically, this is what I have in the freezer at the end of the month. And then now I got paid my Social Security, and this is what I'm going to go out and buy and add that to my reserves for the month, and what I'm going to make out of it and get the most out of it. And then she was like, I got this food, but I'm also going to go to the pantry and I'm going to get other things. I don't know what I'm going to get, but the pantry's going to have what I need. And she really looked like she was struggling. She had this little tiny apartment that she complained about roaches. And, it was just, what a life. Now, Glenda's still on the air. And guess what? Glenda now has a really cute, lovely little apartment. She doesn't cut her own hair anymore. Well, actually, she did an episode on the butterfly cut, which was really cute. And she doesn't cut her hair anymore, and her hair is so pretty, it's long. And she does these lives where she does little giveaways. And she showed an episode where she has her own washer and dryer in her apartment. And, and just, what a transformation. All because she decided to hit the button and point and share her story. And what I realized over the years, the past couple of years, is that people don't treat their Facebook page or their Instagram pages. They may be sharing their story, but they're not looking to it as an asset. And now I've awakened to the fact that that is actually an asset. And that is something that you should really focus on, especially people our age, and tell our story. I'm a Gen Xer. I was born in 1965. I'm part of the Gen X. I'm actually the oldest one of that generation. And I grew up during the 70s recession when parents went on strike and we had little money at home. Grew up when gas prices were crazy. I remember the odd and even days when you had to get gas based on your license plate. If your license plate, I think it ended in an odd or even number. I remember my mom being home in my early years and then mom having to go out and work. And I was about 9 years old and I had to wear a key around my neck to get me into the door when I would come home. And that was really hard. But those are memories that I have growing up. And I remember crying on some Christmases because, you know, they didn't have any money. They didn't have enough. My mom used to make all these sacrifices. I remember her getting me the Simon Says one year. And it took them so much to get that Simon Says for me, you know. And I knew how much it took for them to get that for me, and I wore that sucker out. You know, I made sure, because kids, when they get toys, you know, you lose interest. I made sure to play with that Simon Says and keep tapping it and really appreciate things. There was a lot of pain in that childhood, but you know what? You kind of move on. You got to move on. You can't let that define you, right? Really important not to let that hold you back on making decisions, and I did that for so many years. But now I'm here and I'm sharing my story with you, which makes me feel so liberated. And I'm doing something that I've always said I'm going to do. I'm going to take a walk along the beach, and guess what? I'm walking today. All because I chose to hit record, right? So yeah, I'm coming up on a stairwell that I'm going to go up on. And I know there's a past video that I put up said I want to retire. I'm taking early retirement at 62, and definitely, you know what, you gotta live, you know. Oh look, somebody made a little castle and a little moat. That's really cute. I hope you're able to see that. There you go. Birds got to it. Look at the really pretty bougainvillea. Let's look at that as we go up the stairs. It's hot pink. That's bougainvillea. It's a lot of it. If you can have an impact on somebody's life, Glenda had an impact on my life. So if I could have an impact on somebody else's life out there, just one person, you know, that's all God asks us to do. Look out for one another, care for one another. And being vulnerable is probably one of the strongest traits somebody can have, sharing that vulnerability. And if you want to get started on social media, I would say, you know, start with 15-second videos to get you familiar, getting in front of the camera, and then TikTok is a great place to start. Doing some shorts here on YouTube is a great place to start. And then level up gradually to where you get on camera and are comfortable talking, and then start posting a vlog. You'll get there and you'll progress and you'll see the changes happen, and you'll be happy that you did. And I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed this walk. If you did, please subscribe, follow, leave a comment. I love to hear from you. Check this out. This guy's a black belt. The other gentleman's a black belt. I'm not sure what kind of martial arts he's teaching, but how lovely is this to have your martial arts classes on the beach facing the Pacific Ocean? Lovely. He's going through the instructions right now. Oh, check that out. Take a position. Awesome. I see a bucket list coming.